Hello and welcome back to this YouTube video if you are viewing this on YouTube, and welcome back to the newsletter if you are listening to the audio version of the newsletter. If you can hear some music in the background, that is a track by Jack Harlow, Autonomy. I am really digging the beats, not digging the lyrics so much, so I have found an instrumental version that I'm playing in the background. And I'm also experimenting. And that experiment is going really well for me right now because I feel a little bit like a radio host, and I really love to talk with music playing in the background. I have just realized, like, as of this moment, very much now, like right now. And I don't know how this is going to translate onto a recorded version, an audio version, and a YouTube video. And okay, it's an experiment. Let's try it. Let's see if it works. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then we'll play around. We'll play around next time. So the topic today is around backing yourself, and backing yourself with the intent of taking our spot in the world, because so often in life, we wait. We wait for someone to make room. We wait for an opportunity to land in our lap to make things a little bit more easier, or we are waiting for when we are ready. Like, we wait for a whole range of really fucked up reasons of why we don't take our spot in the world. We often wait to take our spot in the world. And it's really, I think, one of the biggest heartbreaks in life is to get to the last breath in your life and to not have taken your spot in the world, and to not have even have tried to take your spot in the world. And taking a spot in the world means that we need to back ourselves. And this is a journey that I'm going through right now. I believe the first step in backing yourself is borrowing the courage and confidence in others, because oftentimes when we step into the unknown, and particularly when we haven't had a lot of practice of doing things outside of our comfort zone, it can be really, really difficult. And so borrowing the courage and confidence of others is really, really key to help you get out of your head and to get into action and take action. And so for me, I really feel like I've really mastered that. I've been able to borrow the courage and confidence of others in me, to leverage that in order to take action and to not stay stuck in my head and not let fear and a lack of confidence, I say lack of confidence with air quotation marks, to get in the way. Because the reality is, of course, you're not going to be fucking confident. If you haven't done it before, you have no idea what's around the corner. Like, even for me, putting music in the background while talking, I have no idea how it's going to translate. Am I confident at it? Hell no. My editing skills currently right now are extremely low. And my audiovisual skills as of right now, my production skills as of right now currently are really low. So I don't know if this is going to work. So of course I'm not going to be confident. And yet we have the expectation that we need to feel confident before we do the thing, which is absolutely, is useless, and it's rubbish thinking. Because the reality is, confidence is built by doing the thing. So once you learn how to do the thing, of course you're going to feel confident. So when we do a new thing and it's new and it's uncomfortable, and particularly when leaning into the uncomfortable is new to you, borrow the courage and confidence of others in order to take action. So for those that are like me, that have mastered that, step one, this step two for you is now you backing yourself unapologetically and unashamedly. And that means not being reliant on other people, places, or things, or stuff out there in the world to back yourself. This is about you developing that inner belief, that strong, unwavering belief that you have all the resources, tools, the mindset, the potential, the possibility to create whatever it is that you want to create in your life. And so that's where I'm at right now, which is to the journey and the quest of showing up. And showing up for me means unapologetically and unashamedly backing myself 100% to level up how I take my spot in the world, and also what taking my spot in the world even looks like, because the game that I'm playing right now, there's another level to that. And so for me, taking my spot in the world means leveling up, what that means and what that looks like for me. So there are 3 ideas that I want to share with you today. I always go with 3, and I think that's because 6 is my favorite number and 3 is half of 6. Anyway, we have 3 ideas that I have learned from other people, places, and things, or someone has shared something on a podcast, or something that I've something that someone has said in a TV series or a movie that has sparked a thought. So know that these ideas are my own, and they're either ideas that have come through me from a source higher and more powerful than me, or they're ideas that have been sparked by others as I've traveled this earth. So those three ideas are find truth, new activism, and your niche is you. So the first one is find truth. Now, every online business program and leadership program will tell you to add value to succeed. And when coaching people in career, life, and business, I have also given them the advice to focus on delivering value. So those that have done Level Up with me, those that have coached with me, whether it's coaching on their career, life, and business, will know that I'm constantly reiterating to them, how are you identifying and then delivering value, whether it's to you or whether that's to others or whether that's to the planet? How are you identifying value, like real value, and how are you delivering value? And I believe that there's a better idea than that. And that's because this very morning, when I was listening to a podcast, I was introduced to a new idea. And that new idea is find truth. And I thought to myself, what a fabulously provocative notion that is. Add value and find truth. And so I started stewing on that and pondering on that. And I realized that real value is in what is truthful, not in terms of what other people perceive as value. And I know even for me in my business, in my life, I am constantly positioning value and identifying value as in what is of value to the client, what is of value to community, what is of value to the world, as opposed to truth. And I believe that in a world littered with false and broken promises, including the ones that we make to ourselves and others, and in a world littered with performative authenticity, truth stands out. Truth liberates you and others. And I really believe that truth is the new value. So the question I'm asking myself is, what is my truth? And I encourage you to ask that question too. What is your truth? Find that truth, whatever it is, in every area of your life, in your relationships, in fitness, in health and in nutrition, in relationships, in work projects. Find truth in the moments, not in terms of life. And yes, find the truth in your voice, in your presence, in your very being. Find what your truth is and know that truth is found in the moment. So find truth in the moments and share it to take your spot in the world. The second idea to back ourselves and take our spot in the world is new activism. Now, thriving is a form of activism, and it's what I call new activism. To succeed is an act of rebellion. And when it comes to activism, there's two kinds of work. There's transformative work, which is a systemic work, which is strategy. And that's needed in collaboration with response work, which is more traditional kinds of frontline activism like protests and rallies. I know that activism can be both behind the scenes and invisible to the public, being policies and DEI training and legislation changes, as well as visible to the public, meaning protests and rallies and in whatever form or shape and sound that takes in. So I believe that thriving is a new kind of activism and is a new activism. And thriving is about creating intergenerational wealth. Thriving is about creating wealth for you. Thriving is about resting. Thriving is about taking care of community, right? Showing up for our people. And importantly, thriving is about protecting our mind. And this is the last of our freedoms that is available to us. And it actually is the most important kind of freedom out there. I believe that thriving is resistance. The third idea, the last idea that I want to leave you with, is that your niche is you. Now, in business and in work, we can get caught up in what our niche is. And if I go back to my business studies over the last 20 years formally through university and my multiple masters and degree programs and all the hundreds of, courses that I've done that have been live or online, everyone has been teaching that smart business is about finding a niche and sticking to that. And that when it comes to a career or being a leader, that it's really smart to find a niche and to focus on that. And it is smart. It's smart to focus on a niche so that it helps people better relate to you. And it also makes sense. And it makes sense because when we look at the success of others in career, life, and business, when they've really narrowed into a niche, we can see that that has been a strong attributor, a strong driver of their success. So it makes sense, right? The data tells us when we look at the success of others that finding a niche and going really narrow in that niche is smart. And experience has told me that niches can change because the real niche is actually you, your truth, your voice, and your presence. So know that your messaging and even, so let me phrase it this way. So someone once said that our purpose never changes, but the vehicle that we are in to pursue that purpose often changes. And that's what I believe our niche is. So our true niche is us. People want to follow us because they believe in us and the values and what we stand for. And also people are going on a journey with us. So know that your niche can change and will change in your career and your business, particularly as you grow and you succeed in your life as well. As you reach new heights in your life, in your career, in your business, your niche and what you specialize is going to change. Because as you master something, you are going to teach that to others. And when you teach that to others, you're going to want to learn something else, that next level up. You're going to level up in your career, your life, and your business. And then over time, you will really master that. And then you'll go on to teach people that. Because remember, people are only 1 or 2 steps behind us. And we are only 1 or 2 steps behind somebody else. So as we continue to grow and evolve in our life, we are going to learn that. And as we master that, we're going to share that with others. So yes, it is absolutely smart to focus on a niche and know that the real niche is you. And I really believe in personal branding, and I really believe in self-promotion. And I really believe that the biggest asset, the most valuable asset that we can have is eyeballs and eyeballs on us, and that we can leverage that to really impact and influence the world in a really, really powerful way, as well as other mechanisms and ways and means of creating impact and influence in the world. And what I know to be true in some of the things that I'm seeing out there in the world is that eyeballs and having the ability to have a community and really influence that community to take action and to create change in the world is the new asset, is a really powerful and really big asset. And that asset is going to be created from you. You are that asset. You are that biggest asset. And so that niche is going to be you. I hope those 3 ideas really helped you today. I'd love for you to hear your comments in below. If you are listening to this on the newsletter, then hit reply and send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what resonated with you and what you are going to, importantly, put into action. Because you have not really learned anything unless you have taken knowledge and information and put it into action. And knowledge is not gold. Knowledge is not freedom. Knowledge is not liberation. Knowledge is not, I don't know what they call knowledge, but the people say something about knowledge. And all I know that knowledge is not that unless it's put into action. So take what you have learned today and take 1 action today, right now, in order to change your life, because know that every action counts and all the actions compound over time and will create traction in your life. And that's on you. That's on you to take that action right now. So those 3 ideas is find truth and share that. There are lots of things out there in the world. Try not to get distracted. Find truth in the moment and share that. Give yourself permission to engage in new activism, because thriving is resistance, success is an act of rebellion, and we also have a responsibility to create intergenerational wealth as well as protect our mindsets, and that includes resting as well. I know that your biggest asset is your niche, and that niche is you. So leverage that and amplify that, because as Marie Forleo says, the world needs that special sauce that only you can give, and that's you. So if no one has told you today, I want to let you know that I'm backing you 100%, that I believe in you, that I love you and that I'm really, really proud of you. And kudos and extra brownie points to you if you're taking action right now, immediately after listening to this or watching this on YouTube. One life, go all in. You have everything that it takes and more. Much love to you. And I look forward to sharing with you 3 new ideas in the next week. Bye-bye.